Merry Meet Scorpio, Scorpio sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is the 2-week reading for all you Scorpio starting today, the 22nd of May, 2024. Today I'm reading with this Paulina Tarot, and I've already purified with this Verbena by Mono Theme. You can find links to purchase each of these products in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. Moderating today on YouTube, are the lovely Diane and the lovely Sarah, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, moderators. And thanks to everybody for joining us today. If you're watching on a restream on YouTube and you don't want to watch the shuffling, just use the timestamps in the video description. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. And you can watch without any ads when you subscribe to us on Twitch. This reading does go out to a lot of Scorpios, so if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you, it may just not be meant for you. And if that's the case, just disregard the reading and check out one of the readings for your other signs, or remember that we have a daily reading for all signs each and every day except for Monday. You can find the most recent of all the tarot streams right on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in that main menu. We have a shop at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. That's affiliate links, which means that we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Our new shop is going to have a soft launch very soon, so stay tuned for that information. If you'd like to give a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation and staying right on that platform. We do appreciate your support, and we appreciate you for being here, Scorpio. Just as a reminder, I don't use card reversals. Sometimes that freaks people out when they see me flipping cards right side up. It's just my way of reading, and it's very legitimate. In fact, it's a really old way of reading, because some of those old tarot decks, most of those real antique ones, a lot of those cards were not reversible, so the reversals didn't come till later. But that's okay, both are very valid. I just don't like them. So there. Here we go. Let's give this deck a nice clean cut. We're going to see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Scorpios. We've got a Queen of Wands, a Four of Cups, and a Five of Swords. All right, so the Queen of Wands, this is similar to what we had in our general reading, only it's a bit more specific. So we've got this Queen of Wands. You've been nurturing things. You've been doing a lot of good work. Some of you are probably doing creative work, or some of you are doing business, or maybe you're starting a business, maybe it's a new job, or you're just getting better at your job. It just seems like your work has really been something that you have been giving a good part of yourself to, and really nurturing it, making it better. Now what you're being called on to do is to make sure that in addition to that, it's not a substitute for that, but in addition to that, a daily spiritual practice, if you don't have one, and if you do have one, to make it a priority, to make it your first priority. And it doesn't have to be a long thing. You don't have to spend hours and hours. It can just be a short, like daily meditation in the morning, or maybe a psalm work, or maybe you like to do some kind of magical practice, or witchcraft or craft practice, or maybe you do prayers or law of attraction, whatever your thing is, it doesn't matter, but just make it your first priority, and make sure that there's something definite that you're doing every day, just like a routine, and a meaningful routine. Now, it's time because it's time for some stuff to get looked at. It's time for some patterns to be looked at. It's time for some stuff that maybe you've been putting off within yourself, to confront some things. And they're not pretty things. This is not a pretty card. The Five of Swords is the card of abuse. It's the card of cruelty. It's conflict for its own sake. It's destructive. It's mean-spirited. It's not positive in any way. It's the worst card in the deck, if you ask me. But you got to look at it. You got to look at it, because that's why, that's what you've been gearing up to, because whatever this is, it's blocking you ultimately from having what you want. And so as you're nurturing your work, as you're doing that spiritual practice, allow stuff to come up in your mind and in your life that you can really be very clear on that you're done with it. You're not participating in it anymore. Whatever your part in it is, you are withdrawing your participation. You are rejecting it. You are banishing it. And make sure that you're clear on that. Make sure that you make a real clear-cut decision. Don't rush through it. That this is, you're done with whatever this is. Whether the abuse is coming from you, whether the abuse is happening to you, whether the abuse is very old, whether the abuse is very new. It doesn't matter. Whatever this conflict is, whatever this yuck is, there's some part of you that is attached to it, either because you believe that there's nothing you can do about it, you believe that it keeps you safe, something. I mean, everybody's different. That's up to you to determine. But whatever it is, you're done with it, and you're unhooking from it, and you've got a lot of power behind you to do that. And the spiritual practice is so important because you need a context. You need the context through which you can address it. You can't just address it willy-nilly. You've got to address it as a child of the infinite. Because as a child of the infinite, you're all powerful, and there are no patterns that can touch you. But if you forget that you're a child of the infinite, and it's just you and your ego trying to combat stuff, it's just pointless. You have to get very clear about, Scorpio, about who you are. You are a child of the infinite. You are a direct representation of spirit. And you have rights, privileges, and powers. And therefore, you get to determine for yourself what you will not put up with, and what you will banish, what you will release, what you will be done with. It doesn't have power over you, whatever that is. You used to think it had power over you, but it doesn't. So whatever these things are, it's going to be so different for each of you, but whatever this is, or these things are, let them come up and then make a decision. Make a clear-cut decision that you're rejecting it, whatever it is. And then you'll be free of it. Isn't that nice? You'll be free from it finally, because it's either the thing or the group of things that's always making it so that you can't have what you want. And finally, you're going to confront it and say, no, we're not going there again. I'm going to get off this cycle. I've got a spiritual practice. I've got important work that I'm doing. I don't have time to play games with this anymore. It's plagued me for my whole life probably, and we're not doing it anymore, and we're done with it. And you have every right to be done with it. The Hanged Man, that's talking about it right in directly there. Judgment. This is the divine will for you. And the Nine of Cups, this is your power. So you have, okay, let's just go backwards first. Let's look at this power that you have. This Nine of Cups is your power of magnetism. And you get to point your magnet at anything you want. But until this is healed, until you heal this, until you release whatever this is, you will even inadvertently point your magnet at stuff you don't want. Because somehow you think that it's necessary, somehow you think it's good for you, whatever it is. I don't know. Everybody's got their own version of neurosis. We all have it. But until you heal this, until you are willing to let this go, you're going to be focusing on it. And then when you're focusing on it, you're pointing your magnet towards it, which means that you're going to be drawing more of it to you. So that's why it's important for you to let this come up so that you can very clearly say no to it. I don't want this. I don't want this pain. I don't want this abuse. I don't want this conflict. Whatever it is, I don't want it. And I'm willing to let it go. And I'm willing to point my magnet at what I do want. This Judgment card is all of your blessings. Let God judge it for you. Because a lot of times we don't have a powerful enough judgment to determine what's good for us and what's not good for us. But infinite intelligence always knows what's good for you. Let the infinite judge for you, because the infinite judges rightly. When the infinite looks at you, Scorpio, the infinite says, I adore you. You are fabulous. You are so perfect. And anything that doesn't look like that has absolutely no presence. It cannot even exist in the presence of the infinite. It's shined away. You don't always have that ability all by yourself. You're getting better, but that's why you want the spiritual practice. That's why you want the spiritual practice, so that you can align to that with that judgment. And then this is like, this, whatever this is that needs to move away, it's just so easy, because infinite intelligence says, no, that's not you. Infinite intelligence judgment is yes, no, keep, leave, keep, dispose. So the infinite will always dispose of these abuse patterns, or whatever these patterns of neurosis are. Always. This pain will always dispose of that, but you may not always have the ability to dispose of that, because somehow you find value in it just because you're mistaken. That's part of being alive here. It's nothing, you're not defective. It's just in this world we get confused, and we think that what we do want is bad for us and what we don't want is good for us sometimes. Sometimes we get things mixed up. So that's why you want the judgment of the infinite. That's why you need that spiritual practice. Make it your priority and let it do the deciding for you. Now, this Hanged Man card is this idea that you can't say no to this. This idea that no, this is just my fate in life. I can't say no to the pain. I can't. It's just the way it is. It's God's will for me. I'm not allowed to say no. This is just it's my cross to bear. It's hogwash. That's not true. It's a false narrative that you picked up somewhere along the line. Yes, you can say no to it. In fact, watch the infinite say no all the time. Watch the infinite say no all the time. When you call upon infinite intelligence and you say, please give your judgment here, the infinite says no by saying yes to you. It says yes to your soul and yes to everything about you that's right. And that burns away everything that's not like you. So that no is inherent in its yes. You don't have to worry about it. You can just, when something doesn't feel good, when you don't want something, when something feels bad, when something feels painful, you don't have to put up with it, Scorpio. That's an old, outdated, outmoded belief. You do not have to put up with it. So you're going to learn today to use that sacred power of no again and again and again, so that you can say yes to the infinite. You can say yes to this wonderful work that you're here doing. You can say yes to this wonderful spiritual progress, and you can turn that magnet toward what you want, because you're very powerful. And so you're going to be getting lots and lots and lots of results. So make sure that that magnet is turned toward what you do want, and call upon that infinite intelligence to bring those blessings, and those blessings automatically shine away the darkness, shine away everything that's not right for you. But you have to be willing to say no when you mean no. Even if you don't think that you have that power, you do. Yes, you do. All right, so a few meditations. What do we have? We have, just these two. The Judgment card, there's a meditation called Waking Up to Your Good, which is going to be great for you this next couple weeks. And this one here, the Hanged Man card, is called Using Your Sacred Power of No. So if you feel like doing some guided meditations, those are two. Those are probably about 20 minutes each. But you have a couple weeks if you feel like doing it. You can find the meditations for the tarot trumps right in the video description of this and every other tarot video on this channel. All right, Scorpio, you're doing great. It's time to finally be rid of whatever this is, so that you can be happy and you can be free and you can be successful and you can have all of this wonderful work that you've been doing. Nothing's going to stand in your way again. But it's up to you to say no to certain things and say yes to infinite intelligence. And when you don't feel like you can do it, ask infinite intelligence to judge it for you. All right, you're doing great. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had Diane, Sarah, and Dre. We'll see everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks, Scorpio. Blessed be.